So one of my clients recently asked me, Coach Tice, how are you able to crank out so much high value video content? Inside of this video, I'm gonna explain to you my exact process. What's going on, guys? It's Coach Tice here from Content to Sales. And if you're a high ticket coach looking to figure out how you can streamline content production, but also keep your quality, right, and have your content drive more sales for you, then what I want to explain to you is the exact process that I use to make sure that all my content is always streamlined and is always delivered a high value in context, okay? And so the first things first is that I have clarity on what the job of my content is for my business. And this is really, really important because a lot of coaches, sometimes we get caught up thinking about content as if we were content creators or influencers. And it's just important to understand the difference, not only in the business model, but how you show up to the marketplace. I would like to consider myself a coach who understands the importance of content and produces it to drive sales and drive my brand and my business. And so once you can understand that, now you can also set the expectations for what the content is actually for. So that way you don't get confused with the direction of it. For example, if you're a content creator or an influencer, your business model is typically revolved around affiliate product commissions, brand deals, and partnerships, building a really large following, or maybe a really large YouTube subscriber list, so that way you can get paid from YouTube. Whereas a high ticket coach, consultant, or course creator, your content's main goal is to build your brand and drive sales. And so once you can understand this, you can be clear that the goal of every single piece of content that you put out is to actually drive sales and build your brand, community, and thought leadership with your audience. Now it brings me into part number 2, which is that you have to have clarity on your messaging. You need to know exactly who in the marketplace you're speaking to and what problem are you solving for them. A lot of times I see coaches have what we call content misalignment, where essentially people can't really tell what they do through their content. You might sell Airbnb coaching, or you have like a bunch of fitness and lifestyle stuff on your page. Or even maybe you sell, sales coaching, you're like super motivational and people think you're a public speaker. You need to be clear on who you're talking to, what problem that you solve for them, and then get very specific on how you communicate and articulate your value on how you can solve that problem for them. Otherwise, your content essentially doesn't have a large return on investment because people are kind of confused on what you do when they come across it. So number 3 is where we go into outlining and batching your content. Outlining your content, I feel, is a very effective strategy. And people might think, well, it takes a little bit of time on that, but it really helps streamline your content process. You want to be able to outline exactly what types of pieces of content you're shooting. What are you looking to get out of that piece of content? What platform is it going to? Will it be repurposed? Right? You need to know all those specific things. Then going to further, what are the ideas inside of my content? How am I going to start off with my hooks, my call to action, and making sure that your content is aligned with your sales process. So planning and outlining your content saves you not only a ton of time, but it allows you to put out content that is clear and concise. And even when it comes to making a long form video like this for YouTube or maybe a podcast, it actually makes it easier for your team to repurpose that content into small little golden nuggets for you to deliver to your audience in addition. So I plan my content out and then I batch it. So I take a day where I just simply shoot all my long form content. I take a day where I shoot my short form content, and then I batch it. 80% of my content is batched. Outside of the lives that I do have my team repurpose, most of my content is shot in 1 or 2 sessions. Like I spend about 3 to 5 hours a month making content, and it gives me content for 30 to 45 days, simply because I've outlined it. I have 1 or 2 sittings where I get my mind right, I get myself in that mode, and I hit the record button on that camera. And lastly is having a content production team or assistant. See, one of the things I've learned is that as a business owner, you actually limit yourself by trying to reach your tentacles everywhere like an octopus. So having a content production team or a video content assistant will actually allow you to send your content over, have it edited, have all the beautiful things that capture engagement in it, have it produced at a high level. So now all you have to do is worry about kind of being the talent and focusing on outlining, messaging, and pressing the record button. Typically, this can be done either having a virtual assistant, getting one off of maybe Fiverr, outsourcing site, or having a content team or agency work with you, depending on the scale of content you're going to be producing as well as what you need. But the biggest thing is that you need some sort of system to allow you to go from recording all the way to finished production, and it needs to be streamlined and fast so that way you can get more content out to your audience. Guys, I appreciate you for tapping in. I hope this was helpful. My name is Elijah. I'm the founder of Content to Sales, where we help high ticket coaches, consultants, and course creators drive more sales while also building their brand and thought leadership through video content. Now, if you found value from this video, feel free to subscribe, drop a comment below, and also check the next video out where I talk about the specific types of content that's actually going to drive you sales. We'll talk soon.